In Washington, a high-stakes diplomatic meeting between Donald Trump and Volodymyr Zelenskyy spiraled into chaos behind closed doors, exposing a clash of egos and ideology that shocked even seasoned aides. What was supposed to be a carefully choreographed Oval Office encounter turned into a shouting match. After the cameras were switched off, Trump reportedly exploded, leaning across the desk and shouting at Zelenskyy, "You better just take what I'm giving you. Let Russia take your land. Let them take what they've already taken in the Donbass, and you need to shut the F up." He threw papers and shoved Kremlin-printed maps toward the Ukrainian president, demanding that he surrender the Donbass region to Vladimir Putin. "This is your new land," Trump said. "Take it, or Putin will destroy you." Zelenskyy refused to yield. Standing firm, he fired back. "How dare you ask me to do those things that are absolutely unacceptable to Ukraine? To the Ukrainian people, we are going to fight, and you need to be tougher. You said you would give us long-range missiles. You said you would sanction Russia. Donald, this is absolutely pathetic the way you are behaving." Their argument could be heard through the Oval Office doors. Witnesses later described it as far worse than anything seen publicly. The confrontation came just a day after Trump's private 2-hour call with Putin. The Ukrainian delegation had arrived expecting to finalize an agreement on sanctions and secure Tomahawk missiles for defense. Instead, Zelenskyy faced a barrage of Russian talking points. Trump bragged about Russia's booming economy, praised Putin's strength, and suggested Russia deserved the territory it seized. Zelenskyy countered sharply, "You don't understand the dynamic of this war. Putin has taken 1% more land and lost over 1 million soldiers. We're holding our ground, and it's you, Donald, who are the problem. Since you came into power, the missile strikes against us have only gotten worse." Trump dismissed the remark, saying, "You don't know what you're talking about. Putin told me everything. He said you can't win." Zelenskyy responded with a line that quickly circulated through diplomatic circles. "You listen to Putin more than you listen to your allies. You think strength is shouting, but you're just weak, Donald. Ukraine will fight with or without you." Moments later, Trump stormed out, slamming the door behind him. Following the heated exchange, Zelenskyy immediately reached out to European leaders, including those of Britain, France, and Canada, warning that Trump is working for Putin. He's giving him everything he wants. Ukraine is on its own. Within hours, Western allies began coordinating direct aid to Kyiv, bypassing Washington entirely. Meanwhile, Russian state media seized on the episode. Footage of Trump and Putin smiling and shaking hands filled the airwaves. Kremlin broadcasters dubbed him the American friend of Moscow. Putin reportedly told aides, "Trump did exactly what we expected." Adding to the spectacle, Trump's defense secretary, a former Fox News host turned politician, was seen at that meeting wearing a tie in the colors of the Russian flag, prompting Russian outlets to boast, "Look, the Americans wear our colors now." Zelenskyy, refusing to stay silent, went public after the meeting. He reminded the world that Ukraine's struggle was about freedom, not land. "If the largest country in the world still needs to steal a few kilometers from its neighbor," he said, "then this war is not about territory. It's about control, about destroying our independence." He described Putin's escalating airstrikes using Iranian drones to cripple Ukraine's energy grid through the winter, emphasizing the urgent need for air defense and long-range weapons. Trump, on the other hand, went on television claiming success. He praised Putin as reasonable and said Ukraine should compromise, adding that America needed the Tomahawks for itself. Behind the scenes, U.S. intelligence officials and NATO allies were outraged, viewing Trump's actions as appeasement and a betrayal of democratic allies. The incident marked a turning point. The Financial Times described it as a shouting match between an autocrat and a soldier. European diplomats called it a humiliation broadcast behind closed doors. To Moscow, it was proof that Washington was fractured. But the moment also revealed something deeper. Trump's version of peace meant surrender. Zelenskyy's version meant survival. The contrast could not have been starker, one man yelling in defense of Putin's narrative, the other defending his country's dignity under siege. In the aftermath, Ukraine strengthened its cooperation with Europe and Canada. Germany boosted its aid package. France and the UK accelerated air defense shipments. They did so not because of Washington's leadership, but because of Zelenskyy's defiance. Trump, meanwhile, boasted that he might soon meet Putin in Hungary alongside Viktor Orban. When reporters pressed the White House for clarification, his press secretary responded with an immature quip. "Your mama did." For many observers, it underscored how far the presidency had fallen from its former stature.